Gawdlike.
What is up, guys? This is Gawdlikematt, and I'm here to share my thoughts with you guys on the Rainbow Six Siege beta, as well as my thoughts about the game in general. Now, before I begin, I just want to say I apologize the video took so long to come out. I should have had this up days ago, but the reason why this is coming up so late is because I've personally been having a lot of technical issues with the beta itself, which has prevented me from playing as much as I would have liked. But I would like to release this video sometime this year, so I'm just going to have to make do with what I got. So while I talk, as you can already see, I'm going to be showcasing some of the matches I played for your enjoyment. And I'd also like to start this review, if you will, with the negatives first, seeing as there's less of them than the positives. That being said, let's begin. So starting off with the negatives, I only have 3 real problems with the game. 2 of them are major issues, and 1 of them is a minor issue. However, the 2 major issues I have with the game, I'm confident will be fixed when the actual game is released. So I'll start with the minor issue first. So my first issue with Rainbow Six Siege is that the game just feels a tad bit too slow. Now, I know there are a variety of different operators, all with varying levels of speed. However, even still, I think the game feels just a bit on the slow side. Now, as I said, this isn't really a big issue for me, and it hardly makes or breaks the game. It's just a minor personal preference I would have preferred, because it's what I'm used to with other FPS games. Especially since once upon a time, I used to play Call of Duty like it was my life, and the fast-paced action was something I enjoyed about it. But again, this isn't really a big deal. It's just something I'll have to adjust to, and I don't think I'll have much of a problem doing that, since I'm already enjoying the game so far. I just wish you could sprint a bit faster is all. Now, my 2 major issues with the Rainbow Six Siege beta are pretty big ones. The first one being that matchmaking is absolutely foul. Some of the worst I've ever seen. Now again, I'd like to think that this is an issue that will be fixed with the game's release, but right now, it's pretty damn bad, not to mention. While gathering footage of gameplay for this video, I really wanted to include some competitive multiplayer, but I haven't even been able to play 1 match, because every time I queue up for a match, I'm stuck in queue forever. I've waited as long as 20 minutes, and the match will just never start. Even when there's 5 players, it's almost like it's stuck in loading screen eternally, and it'll never go past that screen. So for that reason, I was only able to include Terrorist Hunt, which is the 5-player co-op mode, but honestly, I love that mode so much, and it's extremely fun, so I don't have that much of an issue with the whole ordeal, but still, it's a shame. And lastly, my second major issue with the game is the glitches. The game is still very buggy, and I've actually had it screw me over pretty badly on several occasions, and at one point being the cause of my death, but again, I think this is something that will hopefully be fixed with the game's release. Now we get to the good part. Everything I love about Rainbow Six Siege, which is a lot. Besides how slow your character moves, I really love how the game feels. It's very comfortable for me, mostly because the control scheme is identical to Call of Duty, so naturally I feel right at home, which is pretty nice given the fact that I haven't been serious about an FPS since Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. There's also tons of cool, unique gadgets and useful key items that really help you gain a tactical advantage over your enemies, which is something that's completely new to me, and I'm really excited to explore this feature. One of my personal favorite items is the breaching sledge, which allows you to smash a hole in almost any wall. What's really awesome about this item is you never feel limited about where you can go, and you can also create an opportunity to get a serious drop on your unsuspecting enemies, which is just awesome. You know, when I play FPS games, I'm used to just shooting people and lobbing a grenade or 2 at times, and that's usually all there is to it. But with this game, there are so many options and variety and customization. So many choices to make, and it's overwhelming at times, but I think once I finally adapt to it, I think I'm going to love it, and given that fact, I'm already excited about it. Another thing I love about this game is the level designs. They're wonderfully crafted, and I'm still exploring them. Hell, I haven't even played all of them yet, but the levels are so diverse, it makes every match feel like an experience. And they're very beautiful as well, very aesthetically pleasing, if you appreciate that sort of thing. But what I truly love about them is their design leaves so much room for replayability. Breached through the front door and got shot? Well, that's okay. There's about 36 other entrances you can take. You never have to go the same way twice, making adaptability a vital skill for everyone. You always have to keep your guard up, constantly giving you a sense of dread among all the players, never really knowing when they're going to run into somebody. And it's quite genius, actually. There's truly a lot of exploring to be done until you've mastered each level. And even then, you truly won't always absolutely know what's going to happen. Someone could breach through the wall, bypassing a fortified door, or just blow open the ceiling of the room you're hiding in. It's just amazing what you can do. The possibilities feel limitless. Also, by the way, really quickly, I'm going to get off topic for a moment. What you just saw was what I was mentioning earlier about how a glitch actually killed me, which was, as you can see, I was trying for a good, 10 seconds to pick up my ally, and I just couldn't. And there was a point where he even teleported completely away from me, and I didn't even know what was happening. The game just wouldn't let me pick him up, and that was one of the major glitches I was talking about. It's just annoying how those things can happen when you're in a competitive match, but hopefully that all gets fixed. Now, probably one of my top favorite things about this game is the terrorist hunt mode. Now, this one may seem slightly biased given the fact that I haven't even played the competitive multiplayer yet. No thanks to the fucking beta. However, I have already seen a lot of gameplay from it on YouTube and from other events, and I can already say it looks solid. But Terrorist Hunt is a new addition specifically for the beta, at least I'm pretty sure it is, because I haven't seen anything on it until now. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. And I personally love this mode. I haven't even beaten one match on realistic difficulty yet, and I'm already having so much fun with it. Most shooter games nowadays don't even include modes like this anymore. In this day and age, it's so rare to even see bots at all. A lot of shooters decide not to include them, and this has always bothered me. Anyone who has played the classic shooters would probably agree with me. See, back when I was a little kid and I was playing stuff like Quake or Unreal Tournament, Time Splitters, or hell, even Red Faction, for any of you guys who even know what that is, those games were so much goddamn fun. And being a big reason for that was the bots. The computer-controlled AI opponents. See, back then, you didn't need to have an online connection to the internet, or hell, even another person in the room to play with you. You could just jump into a multiplayer match by yourself and just fight with the bots. And I got such a huge kick out of that back in the day. I especially loved it when games let you co-op with a friend against difficult bots. For example, the first time I played Killzone on PS2, I loved teaming up with my best friend, just the two of us versus 8 bots on the enemy team on the highest difficulty, and it was so much fun trying to overcome that challenge. Rainbow Six Siege's Terrorist Hunt mode reminds me so much of that classic shooter game and that classic shooter game feel, and I absolutely love that they included this mode into the online. It's also great for variety. Sometimes people get frustrated fighting other players online or just don't feel like fighting them in general and prefer to just co-op, and this is a great way to switch it up and add some spice into the mix. I know it probably doesn't seem like much to some people, but honestly, this doesn't happen enough in shooter games today, and it's something I can really appreciate given my past. So this is one of my personal favorite things about the game. I've been waiting for a new good FPS to come out since Modern Warfare 2, and I think this is finally it. I haven't been this excited about a shooter game since that game, and I'm so stoked. I cannot wait to see the final build and what else they decide to include, because right now, the direction they're taking with this game, it's so impressive, and I'm so excited to see what they're going to do next. If they stay on this path, I'm definitely going to be picking up this game, undoubtedly, and I have big expectations. I have high hopes for this game. I hope it's everything I think it's going to be, and so those are my thoughts on Rainbow Six Siege so far. With Call of Duty dead to me, this is the next best thing. Since I'm a PlayStation guy and I can't play Halo, But seriously, this game looks so hype, and I cannot wait for the full release. Hopefully they announce a solid release date soon. Every time I look it up, it says December 2015. But December is usually the default month for when a game is to be announced, so I don't think that's the actual release date, but hopefully not too long after that, they'll come out with something. So here's hoping. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. This video took a little while to make, and I hope my opinion was valuable to you. Now, before I go, I'm going to leave you guys to watch the last bit of this match. It's really not that long. There's only a bit left. And what's freaking hilarious about the terrorist hunt mode I've noticed is I don't know if like this is an actual thing, but this is what it seems like from the few games I've played. When you survive for a long enough time in terrorist hunt, and there's only like what I've noticed is like I'll get pretty far into the game and there will be like 1 or 2 of us left, and then this group of terrorists will come rushing through the building, like 3-4 dudes all at the same time. They'll come sweeping right through and just rinse you out. Like, you're gonna see at the end of this video that a whole group of them just come up on me out of the blue, and I completely don't even realize, and they just obliterate everything, which is, it's crazy that it's happened more than once too. So I think that's an actual thing that happens, but I don't know if it's everyone on the map just bull rushes to your position, or if these guys just like spawn. I'm assuming they just come from wherever they're hiding and converge on you, which is it's so thrilling because it's awesome. You gotta like keep that in mind when you're playing the match. You gotta remember that that's gonna happen and be ready for it. And it's hard to tell because I haven't played enough. I didn't even know it was gonna happen. I've only seen it happen a few times, and I usually this is the only time it's ever happened to me. I've always seen it happen to other people. But yeah, it's a pretty funny thing that happens. And but anyways, guys, hope you enjoy. If you guys enjoyed this video, then I would really appreciate it if you go ahead and checked out my channel. I do stuff like this all the time. I also specialize in guides, more specifically trophy/achievement guides. And I do some entertaining stuff like Let's Plays on the side. And, so if you like that sort of thing, come check me out and hit the subscribe button. Now that I've shamelessly advertised myself, I will definitely see you guys in my next video. So take care.